DKA or diabetes ketoacidosis, pwedeng makamamatay sa mga diabetic. And this topic has been trending because of one diabetic patient na nag-diet at muntik daw siyang mamatay. So, welcome to our first live episode sa ating new page. So, this is our new page. In case hindi pa kayo nag-follow, nag-like, I hope you will follow and like this page kasi dito na po tayo magla-live regularly in our Facebook channels. And of course, hello sa mga subscribers and members, especially the members who have been very supportive sa ating YouTube channel. So yan yung pag-uusapan natin while we are cooking. So I'm going to cook our first formal meal today. It's already almost 5 o'clock. Kanina kumain kami ng around 1 o'clock. A little something lang before going to work. And then, ngayon, kakain tayo ng ating proper meal. So I hope you will share and like this page. So instead of yung doctor yung nauna, ngayon, MD na naman yung huli, which practically means the same. So, pag-uusapan natin kung saan kaya nagkamali yung patient na yon, bakit nalagay sa peligro ang kanyang buhay, bakit nagkaroon siya ng DKA, and we are not sure kung anong diet yung kanyang ginagawa. But, of course, nasabi naman niya na hindi naman pala puro lang yung diet yung may kinalaman. It's also the presence of stress and also yung kulang sa tulog. So, pagod na pagod, puyat na puyat. So, alam na natin yun that those things are really very important na dapat i-address when it comes to overall health. So, while mag-chika ako, we'll open this. So, lulutuin natin would be beef. So, this one are beef na cubes. So, beef cubes na medyo malalambot. And, lagay natin dyan. Diretso na. So, that's our beef. Okay. So, that's our beef. Yan. And, habang nagluluto dyan, I will also discuss to you kung paano natin yun pwedeng iwasan. So, ang una-una mo iisipin when it comes to diabetes, of course, na hindi pa alam ng maraming diabetic actually, is yung pinakakalaban mo talaga would be carbohydrates. So, now, anong mangyayari kapag nag-diet ka? Like, say, for example, kinontian mo yung kain mo or baka nag-fasting ka but without changing your diet. Nag-fasting ka ng 16 hours or say, for example, nag-2 meals a day ka lang bigla-bigla. Pero ito ay puno pa rin ng carbohydrates. Meron ka pa rin rice, meron ka pa rin tinapay. And of course, no, sa mga diabetic, takot na takot silang usually na maggutom kasi meron silang iniinom na gamot and they are experiencing hypoglycemia. So, bumababa yung kanilang blood sugar. So, that's why they keep on consuming carbs. Kumakain sila ng sugar, ng carbs na para ma-convert into glucose and sugar para mapatuloy nilang mainom yung kanilang gamot. And for me, that is not the best way to address it. Kasi, hindi pwedeng tayo, or as much as possible, it would be best na hindi tayo yung mag-a-adjust sa gamot. But of course, dapat yung gamot yung mag-a-adjust sa atin. We are owning our body. Tayo yung may karapatan kung ano yung dapat natin gawin sa ating katawan or else we will just be enslaved sa mga gamot na yan na yes, they can be helpful but meron naman parang paraan na hindi tayo maging fully dependent sa kanila. So, if bigla kang nag-fasting, say for example, bigla kang nag-fasting or bigla kang nag-keto agad, very, very high fat yung kinain mo, sa panahon na yung katawan mo ay hindi pa sanay, you're not yet fat adapted, kumbaga. Ang ibig sabihin ng hindi pa fat adapted, yung katawan mo, sanay na sanay pa na yung ginagamit niyang source of energy would be glucose. So, glucose lang yung nakasanayan niyang energy. And kung kahit pa mag-ketones ka dyan, kahit pa mag-MCT oil ka, uminom ka ng ketone supplements, but your system, hindi pa sila ganon ka-open to accepting ketones. So, yung mangyayari, especially for long-term diabetics, meron na silang mataas na glucose to begin with. So, ang mataas na blood sugar, yun talaga yung isa sa ina-address sa diabetes at delikado yon. But ano yung pwede pang mangyari na magiging mas delikado pa would be ang pagtaas ng blood sugar and at the same time pagtaas din ng ketones sa katawan. So kung mataas ang yung sugar or glucose with mataas din na ketones level, then that's a recipe for DKA or yung tinatawag nating diabetes ketoacidosis. And that can happen either kung bigla nagkaroon ng starvation, kasi kung bigla kung nag-fasting, nag-starve to death ka talaga while you are still insulin resistant, yung katawan mo, mataas na mataas yung blood sugar, yet yung sugar hindi pa makapasok sa loob ng cells. And since gutom na yung cells mo, na-activate niya yung natural ketone production ng katawan. So, nagkasabay yung ketones at mataas na blood sugar sa katawan leading into acidotic state. Acidic na yung dugo, and that acidosis level can be dangerous and it can be deadly. And it's not the usual na akalaan yung tumaas na like 200 to 50. Hindi lang yon. DKA can range from 300 plus to 400 to 500 plus na levels of blood glucose. Ganon siya kataas. And that is really dangerous. So, paano yan maiwasan? So, what is important is for us to do a diet na alam natin na sustainable. Hindi yung pang crash course lang kasi meron kang attend na kasal or meron kang gustong damit na masuot mo because you're dieting. No, dapat when you do a certain diet, it should be a lifestyle choice and it should be sustainable na pwede mong gawin. Like for us, we've been doing low carbon fasting going 5 years now. So kung bibigyan natin, mag-live tayo next time na maglilimang taon na tayong hindi nagsasaing. So that's why I'm cooking right now is ulam lang. So this is just ulam, walang rice na kasama. Before I proceed sa kung ano yung mga best way talaga to combat diabetes without happening, without risking yourself na magkaroon ng DKA, maglalagay muna ako ng aking mga condiments. So, ito yung ating beef. So, since this one is parang steak siya na beef cubes, hindi kailangan tagalan. So, kung meron pang mga mapula-pula inside, hindi yan dugo. Those are myoglobin or para siyang iron inside the muscle. So, hindi siya dugo. And that is clean. Okay? So, what we like when it comes to our beef is medium rare. So, more on the rare than being well done. So, yung pinaka condiment natin, which of course, just salt. Salt is also very, very important sa mga nagsisimula pa lang mag-low carb or else hyponatremia or ang sobrang pagbaba ng asin sa katawan is actually very, very dangerous. So, salt. Always have salt. Okay? Lagay muna tayo ng salt. Since hindi natin siya ulam kasi wala naman tayong parang kanin, it's just going to be our main course lang. Hindi kailangan maalat masyado. Kasi baka if maalat, maghahanap ka ng neutralizer, maghahanap ka ng tinapay, or mashed potato, or rice, or kung ano-ano pa. And then, of course, black pepper. Usually, salt and pepper lang, enough na. Kaya lang, minsan, nakakaumay din yung beef and salt and pepper lang. So, that's why my third go-to, aside from salt and pepper, yung go-to na condiment natin, this one, coriander powder. So, mabango, at hindi siya yung mga distinct na medyo hindi hiyang sa ating mga Pinoy. Coriander is very mild, but nakakadagdag siya ng linamnam. And our other na pampalasa would be just onions. So, kasi parating, minsan lang naman ako na gumagamit talaga ng mga onions. Since onions can be high carb kung madami, at nasisira ito, and we know mahal yung onion. So, bumibili na ako ng onion flakes kakaunti. Okay? But of course, if you have fresh onions, much better pa rin yung fresh onions. And to top it all, nilalagyan natin ng toasted garlic. So, this one is toasted garlic na ako mismo yung gumawa. So, konti na lang. Nilalagyan ko lang siya ng oil kasi minsan, eto na yung ginagamit ko, yung oil dito. Para yung coconut oil na gagamitin ko ay amoy garlic na. But this one, since marami na itong oil, we'll just get the toasted garlic bits. And then after nyan, tapos na. Pwede na siyang kainin. And that's just our meal. We will just simmer it habang nag-kwento tayo dito. So, thank you so much everyone for watching. And of course, kung hindi pa kayo naka-subscribe sa ating YouTube channel at hindi pa kayo naka-follow sa ating new Facebook page, I hope you will do so kasi baka eventually yung old natin na Facebook page ay ma-deactivate na. So, we don't want to miss out on anything. So, again, sa mga ngayon pa lang naka-subaybay sa ating live episode, ito yung ating itsura ng ating Facebook page. And of course, no, if you feel alone in your low-carb journey, okay, it's the best time to not be alone during the National Low Carb Day. Okay, so I hope to see you there. So this is our new page. Make sure na naka-follow kayo dyan. So, for best way to combat diabetes is actually yung pinaka-importante. You lessen your carbohydrate intake first. So, yun lang yung pinaka-importante. Hindi nyo kailangang sobra-sobrang damihan yung fat intake agad-agad. When it comes to diabetics, no, it's actually better for you to increase more on your protein intake. Okay? Increase your protein intake. If you have questions on kung meron kayong CKD na, kidney problems, it's best, of course, to consult yung mga low-carb doctors natin para ma-advise kayo kung ano yung inyong limit sa inyong protein intake, and you can supplement it with complex carbohydrates plus yung mga vegetables, mataas sa fiber, and just the right amount of fats. And you don't need to fast muna for the first 2 weeks. Hindi kailangan mag-fasting agad-agad kasi ayaw nating mabigla yung ating katawan, baka maging excessive yung ketone production ninyo na hindi pa sanay yung inyong katawan, and that can lead to disaster. So, huwag ipagsabay-sabay. That's something that I learned later on. Kasi before, I am a proponent of fasting then. I studied fasting first before low carb. But later, I realized at nakita din natin based on experiences and testimonials, and of course, scientifically proven, no, na mas maganda pala na maging fat adapted ka muna through food. So, unahin mo muna yung paglo-low carb. Paano mo gagawin yung paglo-low carb? So, eliminate first the big carbs. So, yung big and of course, yung mga simple carbs. Kung kayo ay nagso-soft drinks pa, nagki-cake, ice cream, biscuit, yun muna ang unahin mong tanggalin. And then after, you can also begin removing yung mga complex starchy carbohydrates, which would include, ano yung inclusion nun? Kanin. So, rice, yung isa sa pinaka number 1 talaga ng kontra-kontra natin sa Pilipinas because yun yung pinaka-staple. Okay? If you don't have any problem with carbs, you are very physically active, tapos walang history ng diabetes sa family, yeah, you can eat rice naman if you want. Pero, of course, if you don't have the sense of control, you have this tendency to overeat, then better if i-avoid muna yon altogether for your healing. Kasi ang rice, parang all or nothing yan eh. Parang mahirap siyang kainin ng pakonti-konti lang or once a day lang. But if you will eat it ng simula, parang kailangan mo na talaga siyang kainin 3 times a day. Plus, mag-crave ka ng other carbs and you will still stay in what we call as glucose dependent. So, parati ka na lang magiging dependent on glucose. So, yan. And our food is already finished. So, yan na siya. So, madali lang, di ba? So, we're just 14 minutes, less than 15 minutes, meron tayong food. So, this is around half kilo of beef. So, beef. Simmer lang natin dyan. So, going back to our discussion, the most important when it comes to combating diabetes is avoiding carbs muna. And kapag kumonti na yung carbs, what can you replace it with para hindi kayo manghina? So, you can replace it with proteins and healthy fats, and then you can just eat muna as much as you want during the first 2 weeks of your adjustment period para hindi kayo magkaroon ng period na parang feeling nyo maghihimatayin kayo sa hypoglycemia. Most cases na feeling nilang hihimatayin sila, na parang nangihina sila, is actually not really hypoglycemia. Hindi talaga bumababa yung kanilang blood sugar, but what they lack is actually salt. Kaya, always have salt in handy. Hyponatremia yon. And if you will check your blood sugar, as long as it's within 70 to 100 na range or even bigger, so all the more, hindi pa yon hypoglycemia. So, if ever naman na meron kayong episode na bumaba talaga less than 70, so try to check. Baka yung gamot na iniinom nyo is medyo marami pa for your, or medyo mataas yung dose na yon for what you need. Because yung standard medication for diabetes na binibigay is approximately nasa range din yan na iniisip na magkakain ka talaga ng carbs ng 50 to 60 grams of carbs 3 to 6 times a day. So, 6 times a day, 6 small but carb-loaded meals. Yun yung design kung bakit ka binibigyan ng ganon kataas na gamot. So, multiple medications for diabetes, sometimes insulin pa. Those usually are designed sa high-carb way of eating. So, the moment you do low-carb, most likely, hindi mo na yon kakailanganin. Not as much na. So, it's best when you do it is magmo-monitor kayo. Of course, you consult with your trusted physician. If you don't have one, then you can consult with our low-carb doctors. Nandiyan si Doc Mike and Doc Fee Atencio, our good friend, Doc Brian Castillo, Doc Lacel Ganunsial, at marami pang iba. Dumadami na yung ating low-carb doctors. And of course, our beloved diabetic doctor, no? Si Doc Suzette Encarnado, but she's based abroad. So yun, marami na tayong mga low-carb doctors. Dr. Vin and Vic Legaspi all the way from Davao. So sila yung mga doctors that are accepting consultations right now. Ako, nagmatanggap din ako ng consultation, but right now, not on low carb, for surgery. Pero pwede nyo insert yung low carb, pero surgery muna ipa-consulta ninyo. I'm doing surgery in the face, mostly for beautification, for enhancement, for aesthetics, rhinoplasty, blepharoplasty, yun, pag-ayos ng tenga, if medyo malaki yung tenga nyo, yun, mga ganon. So, but I'm here to support you any way I can. You can reach out to our admins. If may mga tanong kayo, we can direct you kung saan kayo dapat when it comes to your needs sa inyong low-carb journey. And of course, one way also, because consultations and our doctors are very busy, mas maganda if you work together na kayo mismo ay nagle-learn din. Our low-carb doctors are learned low-carb doctors. And you can also be the same by enrolling in our masterclass. So, meron tayong masterclass on diabetes together with other diseases. So, if you are interested na mag-learn about that, so it's in www.lcfmasterclass.org. Soon, we will have its English translation na. So, watch out if ever meron kayong mga family and relatives abroad na gustong manood or makakita ng masterclass natin in English or subtitled English. So, you can learn it there para malaman ninyo kung kailan kayo dapat mag-reduce ng medications, kung kailan na kayo kailangan bumalik sa inyong doktor to have it checked, baka kailangan na i-reduce ang inyong medications, kailangan ng cut into half, or kailan na ito pwedeng i-discontinue, at kung ano rin yung mga laboratories na kailangan i-check. Okay? Generally, yung capillary blood glucose, yung needle prick na morning and evening or after meal time, enough yon for you to check kung nasa tama ba yung paglo-low carb na ginagawa ninyo. For long term naman, it's best if you will check your HbA1c rather and not just FBS. Kasi yung fasting blood sugar, madali lang yan madaya. Even you know na magpapakuha ka ng dugo the next day, pwede kang mag-diet ngayong araw na ito at kukuntian mo yung inyong kakainin. But the HbA1c will give you your average na blood sugar during the last 3 months. So, hindi siya ganon kadaling madaya. Okay? So, just do your usual thing and then you can go anytime. Kahit hindi naka-fasting, pwede lang yung HbA1c. So that maiwasan natin yung kinakatakutan nating diabetes ketoacidosis. Bakit pwedeng mag-keto yung diabetes? Hindi ito gawa-gawa ko lang. In fact, ngayon sa American Diabetes Association, meron silang recommended na 9 types of diet or food recommendations na pwede sa mga diabetic. Yung isa doon, low carb. At yung isa doon, very low carb. So yung very low carb can actually be classified as ketogenic kind of eating, which is low in carbohydrates, having moderate amount of proteins, and high fat intake. So that can be given for diabetics as long as make sure na controlled na yung blood sugar. Kasi when you are already fat adapted at controlled na yung inyong blood sugar, hindi mangyayari ang diabetes ketoacidosis. High ketones alone pero normal yung blood glucose or tama lang yung amount ng blood glucose, hindi ganun kataas. It's just, tawag natin doon, nutritional ketosis or therapeutic ketosis, which is actually very healthy and one of the ways to counter many illnesses, including pag-shrink ng mga brain tumors and addressing problems in our brain like Alzheimer's disease, dementia, at marami pang iba. Parkinson's, mga kakalimutin. So, all of those na i-improve actually with ketogenic diet. But of course, you should do it when you are already ready and fat adapted. So merong proper transition. If I have to recommend kung ano yung best way to combat diabetes is to slowly ease in. Unahin muna natin remove again yung mga simple carbohydrates, sugar, honey, kahit pa yung mga coconut sugar, cocoa sugar, those are still high carb. And after removing the simple carbs, including yung mga juices, so mga fruit juices, kahit fruit shake pa yan, kahit pa fresh apple juice or fresh orange juice yan, it's still loaded with glucose and fructose. Kahit pa natural sila, but they are too much sugar for body, especially na yung meron ng diabetes. Okay? And then after you remove those processed foods, seed oils is also very important. And yung seed oil naman ay nakaka-add ng insulin resistant. Okay? So that's the reason why yung mga diabetics should shift na talaga in coconut oil at hindi na mag-shift coconut oil, pwede ring pork oil. Yes, pwedeng pork oil or pwedeng beef fats. In fact, yung taba dito, I think nanggaling na ito sa beef and pork fats na niluto ko the other day. So I will show you again kung ano yung niluto ko here. And of course, yan. Diba? It looks so good and it's really good. And electrolytes. So always remember your salt. Hindi po kalaban yung asin. Our salt is our partner when it comes to healing. Mas magiging problematic yung inyong journey if you will also have low salt in your system. And of course, protein. Protein is very, very good. Marami ng studies showing na kahit pa nga kumain ka ng chocolate, yung effect ng proteins, yung effect ng blood sugar mo ay mas magiging mababa when you eat protein first before your carb intake. So, paano natin yan maisagawa in practicality? 'Di ba, kumakain tayo usually low carb, no? So, we have meat, and then yung meat natin, merong fatty meat, merong proteins, and we still have our little carbs like the greens and others, kung ano-ano mga gulay, or yung iba, yung mga low carb na mga bread, yung mga low carb pandesal. Those are still carbs, okay, and fiber. If you want to minimize its effect, unahin mo munang ubusin yung proteins and meat ninyo, yung meat and fats ninyo before you eat the carbs. So, whenever you look at your food, kilalanin nyo kung saan doon yung protein, saan doon yung fats, at saan doon yung carbs or carbohydrates, including yung mga fruits, even low-carb fruits like berries, so strawberries, all of those are still carbs. So, kainin nyo siya on the last part na. Why the last part? Because yung protein na kakainin nyo beforehand can help na yung impact ng blood sugar of the carbs right after ay hindi ganon ka OA. And also, you are already full. So when you are already full with nutrient-dense food coming from proteins and coming from healthy fats, konti na lang yung accommodate mo sa carbohydrates na nutritionally not essential. So, nutritionally, hindi talaga siya kailangan. Ibig sabihin, we can live, no? Yung katawan natin, yung processing, yung objective na mechanical processing sa ating katawan, kayang mabuhay kahit walang carbohydrates. But subjectively, I know marami na nalulungkot kung zero carbs talaga sila. So I feel like carbohydrates can be essential, but not nutritionally, but maybe emotionally or psychologically. Yon. So it's very subjective, yung need for carbohydrates. So I hope you will recognize that. So, yun lang muna kasi luto na yung ating food and we are now ready to eat. Magpe-prepare lang ako ng food natin. And again, I invite you all on the National Low Carb Day 2023 on October 1 sa FILINVEST tent yan. So, we still have few slots left. Mostly Gen Ad na lang, no? Wala na masyadong wala na tayo for our VIP. But don't worry, even general admission lang yung pagkasabi nun because it's a lot cheaper. It's just 1,000 pesos. Meron na kayong low-carb food. Meron na kayong access to the expo and the whole program at makikita ninyo and have a chance to meet and greet lahat ng low-carbers in our community at ma-witness nyo ang iba't ibang mga number, no? So, meron kaming mga hinandang, maraming surprises for you all, raffle draw, and testimonials. And of course, yung pinaka-importante dyan, the moment you attend the National Low Carb Day is you'll never feel alone na ever sa inyong low carb journey. And you will be a part of a solid community of people helping together to stay healthy. So, login kayo sa National Low Carb Day or message nyo yung admins natin, okay? Para makasama namin kayo in this NLCD 2023 workshop with learnings, fellowship, expo, and fun. So, thank you so much. And again, I hope you will share and subscribe and like to my two important channels, which is the YouTube channel and my new Facebook page. So, yan. So, yan ang ating new Facebook page. So, maraming salamat everyone. And of course, yung patient ko kanina si Ma'am Edith. Hi! Kung nanonood ka, hello po! Yan. And I hope to see you soon. And take care ka parate. Okay? And of course, for more learning, open pa rin yung ating lcfmasterclass.org. So I think yun lang muna. Thank you so much, everyone. Maraming salamat for always being here. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Lorena. I'll see you on October 1. Thank you so much. Alam mo talaga kung sino yung mga super solid followers. Kasi alam nila na nandito na tayo sa new platform natin. So, thank you so much, guys. Maraming salamat. I'll see you again next time. Remember to always stay low carb so that we all stay safe. Bye-bye, everyone.
See you on the National Low Carb Day 2023 on October 1 in Alabang, Muntinlupa City. This is co-presented by Burp Low Carb Deli. For our official partners, we thank LCF Events PH and Heart Glow. We also thank our platinum sponsors, Just Go Low Carb, Lorene Goodness from Coconut Oil, Perfect Match, Shapes Keto Cakes, Naturals, Sweet Best, Pep D, FWD Insurance, Little Retail PH, and Nutrifinds. For our gold sponsors, we thank Health Max Care, Keto Mojos, Gabries, Keto Zone, Theobroma, and Cafe Viva. We also thank our silver sponsors and bronze sponsors. See you on NLCD 2023. Stay low carb, stay safe.